Is it a wig?
No.
Welcome to the Getty Villa. Hi Sheila, I'm Shelby.
Nice to meet
you. I'm an archaeologist and I'm really happy to introduce you to your hairstyle and to this woman who's going to be you later today. This is Venus, and you are going to be channeling the goddess today.
This is Venus.
With your hairstyle.
She has her own platform here. She's very extra.
She is a really powerful goddess, and you have to be pretty careful as you go out in the world wearing her hairstyle, because if a goddess actually unleashes her full power in front of mortals, they basically just burn up. You are Caltilia. She probably has a decent amount of money with her husband. That's why she can afford a nice tomb altar.
Yeah.
But she is a freed slave, so there's a certain loss of status no matter what. She's a Flavian. She is a high status woman from after the period of Nero. She controls her hair, even if it's high and curly, so that she's not being licentious or inappropriate. And it tells the world that she cares about her family and that people should look at her with respect. But like you, some of her hair's down. Your hair's down too much for a responsible mortal woman. She's a goddess, so she can put her hair up loosely, tie it in a bow, have sexy curls hanging down long, and all of that works. She may look to you as though she's wearing a full set of plastic curlers. If you look closely, you can see it flips over once. So she actually had really short hair.
Okay.
To do it right, the hairstylist would have to cut your hair all around your head really short, which we will not do to you.
I'm really curious as to how it's going to actually look on me.
So you seem quite ready to go be Venus. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go meet Janet.
Hi, I'm Janet Stevens, and I'm a professional hairdresser and an experimental archaeologist in the recreation of ancient Roman hairstyles. Now, this hairstyle involves knotting and some cord. So I first have to section out the spaces that are going to be involved in a particularly interesting knot on the top of the head. So I'm going to take out the front and insert a hair bodkin to keep that out of the way. So now I'm going to take a woolen cord and I'm going to center it on the top of the head. And now I start wrapping strands around the cord toward the back of the head. Venus is the goddess of physical love, and her hair is often depicted as if it's about to come down in anticipation of making love. And then we're going to tie the band again across that bun. And then we're going to tuck those ends there. And then these are just taken, tied in a knot, and then tied in a literal bow. Because hair is elastic and will tend to try to spring out of any kind of knotted containment, I'm just going to take a couple of stitches through the knot of the bow to secure it, and matching the color of the thread to the hair.
Ooh, I see you, Bo. It's so comfortable. Honestly, it felt like nothing happened. I feel like I'm a goddess. I'm ready to go out in the world. I think I could pull it off.
The hair first has to be divided front from back with an ear-to-ear parting, and I am using a tool that was used in antiquity called a single prong hairpin, or I call it a hair bodkin. Then once I get the hair divided, I'll start braiding the back in order to get that part of the hairstyle out of the way so I can then concentrate on creating the enormously tall, fluffy bangs. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a large needle and some woolen thread, tying a slip knot in the end. So now I'm going to put that needle through the braid and through the slip knot. Now I'm going to stitch that to the base of braids on the inside of your hairstyle.
get my husband.
I am taking very loose stitches and shaping the hair so that it turns into this very vertical shape that the style needs to have. I'd like to make your facial curls, the ones on your forehead, just a little bit tighter. I have a modern curling iron because, let's face it, we don't want to burn down the building. Okay, you are all done.
This is very like airy on top, and then this is like very like dense in the back.
Right.
If I didn't see like the hairs up here, I probably wouldn't even know that my hair looked like this.
We're now going to do a style from the Getty collection of a woman named Caltilia. In order to make her hair spread across the head the way we need it to do, I've just divided her hair front from back. All of this hair is going to be styled in curls, and this hair is first going to be done into a ponytail, then divided into braids that are going to be placed around the back of her head. So I am going to take first a needle with some thread, and to make ponytails with needle and thread is actually fairly easy. You stab through the hair with the needle, draw the thread through, put the needle through that loop, and it automatically tensions around the hair. I'm going to divide her hair into 4 sections, and I'm going to braid her hair all the way to the end. So I'm going to use an acacia gum gel to make her hair stiffer. I'm going to sew 2 pairs of braids sideways so that they create parallel rows. And now I'm going to start just stitching back and forth, just nicking the surface of the braids so that they lay next to one another but don't collapse or get bunchy. So what we have are 3 rows of curls, essentially layer over one another. So what I'm going to be doing is teasing the bases of the curls so that I have a foundation to pin into, and then just roll that curl in. Show you the view.
It feels very interesting.
Yeah, well,
oh
it
my
is.
Goodness. I still think it kind of looks like curlers, and I also feel like I have like a really delicate like art piece on my head. I feel like I'm part of history, so I guess that was the goal, right? So that's cool.
I'm very excited yet nervous to see what people are going to say about our hair in the office.
Real interesting. It reminds me of like right after you've taken like rollers out of your hair before you like shake it out.
What do you think?
Why are you a circle? Very intricate in the back. It looks flammable.
It's beautiful, honestly. It's very elegant and like romantic and like Grecian. I think the little ball on the front is kind of weird.
It's not a ball, it's supposed to be like a bow.
Oh, it's a bow.
Yeah.
It's dope, honestly.
You don't think it looks like a bird's nest?
No, I don't think it looks like a bird's nest.
Whose mom are you? Seriously though. Like, is there more to this? Because all I see is the front. Oh, it's fancy. Is there like little strings in it too? That's really cute actually. This looks outdated.
Yeah.
It's ancient.
It's it's from Ancient Rome.
What do you think?
Is that your real hair? Yeah. I'm stunned.
I love this. At first I thought it was just like you're getting a little volume in the front, which I'm always about volume. It's amazing how this hairstyle is like thousands of years old.
Yeah.
And it still looks relevant.
You can't put on headphones. Problem that the ancient Greeks did not have.
I really enjoyed getting to know a lot about Venus. I felt like she is such a powerhouse. I don't know if Venus would approve of the flyaways.
Overall, I thought this was a really awesome experience. It was very educational. I learned a lot about the hairstyles and the tools that were used. I don't think this is a modern look by any means, but it was a really, really cool experience.
Cheers to Venus. Cheers to making this hairstyle work.
Hey, Unsolved is on a new channel, and now your part.
Subscribe here. That was my part.